Okay, we started? Okay, awesome. Alright, we're getting ready for Season 13, Round 1 of the Lichess 45+45 League. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Tony 4127, and I'm playing Black for Round 1. Yeah, so actually, a little bit of background, I guess. Last league, I also recorded most of my games. I didn't record the last game, and I think it ended in a draw where I think I was up I was up like 2 pawns or something, and I shouldn't have drawn it, but somehow I messed it up and got like a rook pawn of the wrong color or something like that. So yeah. Okay, so let's focus on this game. Oh yeah, this season I'm going to be playing for with compensation. That's the team name, and I'm going to be playing a opening where hopefully I'll have compensation. So yeah, here we go. Yeah, so this guy always plays d4 c4, and I've prepared the Benoni. This is basically the first time I've ever played this, so hopefully it will be a surprise weapon against him. It doesn't look like he's that surprised, so although because I think I may have given it away since I played a couple of games against the computer in this position, and so that might have given it away if he had looked at my match history at some point. So yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing a modern Benoni. At least that's the plan. Well, maybe it did catch him out of preparation. Don't know. He's considering quite a while. Ooh, yeah. So takes. I actually did not prepare for this, but I'm assuming the f pawn takes is correct for this. That way, I'll have support for d5 and. So let's say I take this knight c3. I can just play d5 right away. Takes. Yeah, looks like I have enough coverage. My king is a bit exposed, but I don't think that means too much at this point in the game right now. So I'm going to go on with it. I really should have prepared this line because Brian mentioned that he had seen a blitz game from this guy where he had or a blitz or rapid game where this guy had taken, and I was going to go over that, but I didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare my openings for this. Last season I was playing while I was in school, and so I think d5 is correct here, unless there's something. Consider knight c6 for a moment. Doesn't look like it. If I wait another move, he can probably play e4, so let's go with d5. Let's just make sure we're not opening ourselves up to tactics. Nothing's going on to the 4th rank here, so like where queen could pick it up. Although there is some takes. Nah, no, there's nothing. Okay, let's do this. So as I was saying, last season I was playing. I was in school at that time. It was like spring quarter, and I had a lot of time to prepare since I could just like prepare whenever. It's now summer, and so I've been interning. I'm interning right now at Amazon, so a bit less time on my hands. So yeah, actually I'm pretty tired since I just got back. But as always, I'm excited to play one of these games, so we'll see how we do. I'm also the first person from our team to be playing a game, which is kind of surprising since it's already Thursday today. Oh, that reminds me, Critical Role must be on. But yeah, whatever. I always watch the VODs anyways. What was I saying? Yeah, I'm the first game for our match, and yeah, I'm also the captain this season, so yeah, I think last season Poophead Eric was the captain, and I hope I did not I'm not blundering anything. It is. Doesn't look like it. like queen here, I'm just gonna play knight c6 probably. Yeah, I got open f file, I guess. I mean, it's not uncommon in the Benoni to have an open f file. A lot of times you play f5, and yeah. So now I have like a central, this whatever it's called. It's like kind of like an ideal center basically. So okay, bishop there. So now they're threatening this pawn. My d5 pawn, that is. I guess I'm going to defend it with bishop e6. It's my current plan. The other option is knight d7, although that actually hangs the pawn, so okay. I could play h6, h6, trade, knight takes or queen takes. I guess they play queen takes. Not sure how much I like that. Yeah. So I guess bishop e6. Now the question is, are they gonna take? Because if not, I could play h6 or bishop e7 after that. This person's playing quite fast as well. I've had a couple opponents in my experience in 45-45 play relatively fast in the opening. I like to take my time, just consider things carefully. Question is, can they play e4 if I play bishop e6? Bishop e6, e4. I could also consider playing d4 right now. I guess is the other consideration. D4, knight e4 might be a problem. Although it doesn't look like it'd be that much of a problem. Yeah, I mean, where else could that knight go? I could go to b5, in which case I would need to defend my... I would want to defend my... I don't know, I guess it's already defended by the g-pawn, but okay. So I wonder, should I consider d4? They'll play e3, and I would like to take that with a piece. And they'll play knight f3 then. So I might end up with an isolated... Well, I could isolate their e-pawn then. Yeah. That seems reasonable. But I could also just hold off on that until further notice is given. It's just a question of whether or not... I think bishop e6 is useful almost no matter what. Unless I want it on another square. I don't think I want it on d7. Maybe f5, but I don't see it doing that much there. And, in the Benoni, sometimes it's common to go bishop g4 to exchange for the knight on f3, but that's usually when they have the pawn on... It's usually when they have the pawn on d5 and they're playing for e5. So, okay. I think I'll settle for bishop e6 right now. Suppose I could also, No, I can't do that. Okay, so, yeah, so it was between d4 and bishop e6. d4 is a big committal, so maybe I'll go bishop e6 first. Keep my pawns a bit more flexible. Just think of any other things that might factor in. I mean, bishop e6 also covers against potential, like e4 and then queen h5 stuff, so, here... e4 I could just play e5, or I could even play takes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let's play bishop e6. So yeah. But being the captain, I was talking about being the captain earlier. Being the captain doesn't matter that much. Oh, I might be able to hear the dog in the background, but yeah. The place I'm staying right now has a dog, so... And you know how suburban neighborhoods are where, one dog barks and the rest of the neighborhood's dogs start barking, so... Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, this looks like a very pleasant position for black right now, so I'm pretty happy with what I've gotten. Queen b3 might be a move here. Queen b3. Yeah, that might be a move. I guess I'd play queen b6. Yeah, queen b6. And I think in that case, I wouldn't be so worried about the bishop taking the knight and isolating my pawn. I mean, I would also have threats of like d4 and stuff there. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, so unless this knight moves, d4 will come with the tempo, so I don't think I need to be too worried about, I mean, like knight b5 maybe, but even then, yeah, it's not really anything to worry about. I wonder if they're considering e4 right here. So e4, what do I do? E4, maybe I play d4, and then knight moves, I could throw in a check and then maybe take the pawn. So the line I'm citing is e4, d4, knight moves somewhere, let's say knight d5, I give a check, so queen a5, they probably are going to block. Oh, they could block with the bishop. Yeah, they could block with the bishop. Yeah, so bishop back to d2, but then I can just, move my queen somewhere. Actually, my queen would probably have to go back to d8 there. I'm not sure how much I've gained, but their e-pawn is under attack. They would be passed though, so maybe I should consider taking it as well. Take the e-pawn, then we trade queens. And it's hard to. I mean, it's hard to say that I'm worse in that end game. It's 3-on-2 on either side of the board, and I mean, I would have a pawn on c5, but it looks like they're going for the less aggressive option. So this is making me think a6 right now. Since they played e3, they likely are not thinking of playing e4, at least until they get some more support for that. And I think they might be thinking of playing bishop whatever it is, bishop b5, throwing in that check to maybe unsettle my king. Or maybe they're preparing some queen h5 stuff. I don't think that can happen though. Let's continue with development. Now I'm considering either knight bd7 or bishop e7 to try to break this pin. I think knight bd7 hangs the pawn, maybe? It doesn't quite hang the pawn. Because there's knight bd7, if knight takes, I take, and then queen takes. I can play queen a5 check. Oh, that doesn't work actually. Yeah, so it does hang a pawn. Not quite. It doesn't hang a pawn because queen a5 check, queen d2, queen takes d2, knight e4 wins the bishop on g5. So yeah, so that's okay actually. And the reason why I might favor knight bd7 over bishop e7 is that, first of all, like if they take the knight, then I can take with the knight and still be defending the d pawn, and also it kind of relieves the threats of like queen b3 happening and stuff. But it also kind of leaves me, so I guess the other move I should consider is a6, right? Because then bishop e5 after knight bd7 might be annoying. Bishop d5, bishop b5, a6, bishop takes, queen takes. Actually, I think I'm okay with that. What about knight f3? So knight f3, then I just play bishop e7 probably then, and I have a good game from there, I think. I'll be castling on the next move and stuff, so. The only other thing that might be under consideration is that it would break the pin, the bishop e7 that is. So right now I'm between knight bd7 and a6, but quickly let's go over bishop e7. So bishop e7, Um, it would be a really good diagonal if they ever take the knight, so I mean that's maybe a consideration, but bishop e7, if they throw in that bishop check, then I would kind of be obliged to play knight bd7. Might be, or maybe I could play the king, king f7 or something. But I mean, no, that's actually no. Okay. Well, okay. Anyways, yeah, I really am tired, I guess. Bishop b7. And then I mean, maybe it's it prevents them from playing e4, since then I could, like, you know, discover an attack on the bishop with knight takes e4 and stuff. But actually, not really. So I mean, yeah, probably knights. Develop the knight first, and you know, there's that rule, knights before bishops and stuff. So, and plus maybe they won't see the tactic where it's like knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes, queen. Blah, you take the like queen takes, queen a5, queen d2, queen takes d2, and then knight fork. So I mean, there's that possibility. So it's always something good to consider. I mean, something good to have. It's like it's both a good move and a move that they might make a mistake on. So, you know, yeah, that's like it's a, I don't know, and maybe it adds a little bit of extra value towards that move. After all, we are playing human versus human, right? So, I mean, you don't always have to play the objectively best move. Like, if there's a high chance somebody will make a mistake, then I mean, like, that was kind of the idea behind playing the Benoni. So yeah, since, yeah, I think I can outplay this guy, so I'm gonna play the Benoni to, you know, hope he messes up. So, although I might be missing some tactic, like knight takes, bishop. Yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything. Yeah. Yeah, and once I mean, this is the only move they can really play knight takes, with the hope that it works like that, like kind of like without the queen a5 stuff. But because next move, if I play bishop e7, they'll not have the opportunity to do that, because I can just take twice with my knight and my bishop, since my knight would no longer be pinned. I could also consider a6 maybe, but no reason to play it right now. It doesn't come with any tempo or tempi, and, you know, they're gonna move their bishops somewhere. There's an interesting line where maybe if they played I played bishop e7 and then they played bishop b5, maybe I can play a6, or maybe I can play c4 and then think about playing a6 b5 to gain a bunch of tempi on their bishop. Of course, the bishop can escape to c2, but we do want to get this queenside. I mean, I think most of our play is going to come from pushing our queenside pawns this game, so that's what I'm foreseeing for the direction of the game, at least. Let's just play bishop e7 without too much extra thought. Yeah. Alrighty. Make sure I am staying hydrated. You know, playing chess and talking does dry out your mouth a lot. Although I don't know how much playing chess has to do with it, actually. Probably just talking for a long time is what dries out your mouth more, or dehydrates you, I don't know. Alrighty. What's nice this season is Brian is playing on my team, which is nice because I know Brian is like he likes long time controls like this, and I think he might currently be underrated. Actually, he's maybe I don't know, maybe underrated for Lichess rating, right? So I mean, there's no way I'm 1900, right? USCF, so he might be underrated on Lichess right now. So it's always good. You always want underrated players on your board so that you can, I mean, on your team, I guess I should say, and because then they'll overperform, and that's what you want in a league like this. You want overperformance. So yeah, man. Plus he's my friend, so you like playing with on the same team as people that you know in real life. So maybe I'll watch his game and provide some commentary, although that would probably take way too much time. I mean, my games already take like an hour 30 minutes ish, so yeah. And usually the board ones play for longer, probably like 2 hours, maybe more sometimes. Interesting. Somebody should just do some statistics on the the board positions versus I mean like the board numbers versus the time spent per game. That'd be maybe interesting thing to look at, because maybe it goes back up when you go down to the lower boards, but probably not. You might think that, but I think they just play fast because they don't look too deeply. Yeah. Okay, looks like the game capture or the window capture is still going okay. What happens if I do this? Okay, well, it started, and yeah. I don't know, I don't think the rest of my team is watching because I think it might be a bad time for them, except for maybe Brian. I don't think it's necessarily a bad time for him. Bishop e3, so choosing maybe to get on this diagonal. Maybe there will be like a queen c2 or something like that in the future. That's something to be aware of. And with no e-pawn, there's no way for me to exploit, like whenever I see these two pieces like this, I always think of I always am very careful of forks and stuff having to do with that, because I've fallen for it a lot of times. Okay, now what do we want to do? We can exchange bishops if we want. We can maybe play a6 with ideas of b5, and we could play c4 right away. I mean, c4 right away, it didn't seem that bad. They probably have to drop their bishop back. And we could play, we have ideas of playing like knight here and into d3. But we'd probably want to exchange light squared bishops if we do that, because otherwise bishop takes is not that great for us. So maybe let's castle first and see where things go from there, maybe. Huh. Yeah, I mean, there's plus this pawn will be kind of weak if I play c5 or c4. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm probably not playing d4 in the near future anyways. But I mean, at least with this position, if I'm gonna commit to knight c4, or I mean, I could even go into e4. But I mean, actually, maybe that's an interesting try. Play this and then play knight in. Oh, play knight c4, then one of the knights jumps in. Maybe this knight, so we can trade bishops. I don't know. I don't know who's bishop. Probably, actually, I think maybe we don't want to trade bishops. Nah, I don't know. We could play h6 as well. But it's probably more sensible to castle. I don't know, I think I'll do that since I've been bitten a lot of times, even more times from not castling. So yeah, let's castle. Seems like a good idea. It's nice we got this open f file for our rook. half open, I should say. Deepax is online. Our board one from our previous season. He's actually playing on board 2 this season, so there's actually a chance that I can meet my previous board 1 this season, which would be an interesting encounter. I didn't actually watch his openings a whole lot, but I know I would know what he plays at least, so I'd be able to prepare for it to some extent. Although he has the same privilege or same I guess privilege against me. I don't know if privilege is the right word. I just couldn't think of anything better. So yeah. Yeah, so castles, very sensible. So if I play play c4, they play bishop c2 probably, and then I play knight there. They still need a couple moves before they can, put a rook on the d file, which would mean that this is the most timely time to play c4 if I want to play it. Just thinking that maybe though there might be problems with c4, bishop c2, knight c5, bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6. Yeah, I mean, actually that's a pretty good diagonal for my bishop. I could even consider rook takes f6 as well. No, but it's probably bishop takes f6 there. Yeah, you just need to consider whether or not it's worth weakening this d5 pawn. I mean, it's not that much weakening it, because I don't think I'm really planning on playing d4, so the pawn would still be on d5. It would just become a more obvious target to my opponent, I guess. I would want to get my queen off this d file as well, so I need to make that happen somehow. Queen c7, and then there's knight moves and stuff. But e4 is a very nice square for a knight. I mean, there's maybe also ideas of after knight c5, I could play queen c8 and exchange light square bishops that way. But then I would have to put my other rook on the d file, which is not what I want. So I could also play queen d7, but my queen would then be leading the battery if I were to play rook a to d8, and that might not be what I want. The other route I could take other than playing c4 right now is maybe play a6. Prepare b5, but eventually I'll be playing c4 though, is the thing, and I'm thinking right now is a very timely opportunity to play it, since it comes with the extra tempo. Maybe it reduces the possibility of them being able to play something like queen c2 with maybe a tempo against h7, although right now h7 is, it's solid. Yeah, I mean, looking at other piece moves, it doesn't seem like there are that many great options. So maybe queen b6, or I could play rook c8. Yeah, c4. Yeah, I think if it's a pawn move, well, I could consider h6, but I mean, I don't think I want to weaken my king side that much right now, given that I've already given up my f pawn. That would make g6 extremely weak. Maybe if they move their bishop off this diagonal after I play c4, that could be a possibility. But yeah, c4 does seem like the most natural move. There are other things. Maybe I could think about rerouting my knights somewhere. I could think about maybe I think about just playing knight g5, exchanging bishops to get my queen off the d file. Since right now there's only a single attacker, I don't know. But there's bishop takes h7 tricks and stuff, so I don't know if I really want to do that. Yeah, I think c4 is the most logical option here. It's nice that they're really there isn't any spectators that I care about, because otherwise I'd be typing all this in whispers and stuff. Yeah, think about it a little bit more just to see if there are any, you know, what else would be happening. I mean, they would have the option to play knight there at some point, which is a little problematic. So if I played c4, bishop back, I mean, if I played c4, they could just play knight d4 right away as well. So maybe I should think about playing bishop g4 before I play c4. But then this pawn becomes extremely weak. It's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Is there any way I can make d4 work in some world? No, I mean, I could play bishop. I could play bishop g4. Then think about playing d4, but I'm not that excited about having an isolated queen pawn. Yeah, it's a problem. But I mean, knight d4, I can just back my bishop into f7. And, you know, having a knight on d4 means they also can't really attack the pawn with their, you know, their rooks. And I would have access to f5, the f5 square as well. I mean, I could also move my bishop in another direction, but I mean, it might just be something I have to concede. I mean, after all, it's gonna come with ideally some fast queenside expansion before they're able to muster up too much counterplay. So yeah, kind of makes me think maybe I should reconsider. But I mean, play bishop f7, it's not that bad, is it? I mean, like if this happens, they play knight d4. Yeah. Well, if this, first of all, if this happens and I play knight c4, then knight d4 can just be met by queen c, by just queen c8. Or because I'm not that unhappy with giving up the bishop, since it's like would be my worst bishop in theory. Yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we're expecting bishop c2, and after knight c4, I think black is relatively comfortable there. You know, a6 b5 is coming, and there's, you know, I don't know, reconnecting. I wonder if that move went through at least. I'm pretty sure it did, since I didn't notice that before I played the move. But anyways, looks like we're good now. Yeah. They could be considering, they could also play bishop e2, right? But I think the bishop is kind of unhappy there. Maybe they consider bishop e1. Nah, they probably aren't. Well, okay, so if I play a6 though, they might play a4. But a4, maybe my bishop goes into b4 and it can be annoying. I don't know. Yeah, a4 I think we could also respond to with queen b6 maybe. Queen no longer would have the responsive. I'm thinking after like bishop c2 for example, and I play knight I play like something like knight c4, and they play something like let's just say they play knight d4. Okay, they did not go down that. that route. Okay. And that means I can just play knight c4. Knight c4 actually defends my would actually defend my pawn. I mean my bishop on e6 actually, so I would have additional options if knight d4 were to be played in that scenario. So it is the logical continuation for me though to play knight c4, so converge a little bit on this e4 square. Now the question is, what to do about this bishop? I could jump this knight into e4. Yeah, I don't know. I think I probably want to jump this knight into e4 though. I mean, having like a knight on e4, I mean, I think I would value, you know, having in this structure, having a knight on e4 more than having a dark squared bishop. Just because it doesn't seem like there's like actually that many targets that I want to go for. Okay, so knight there. My original thought was to play bishop f7, and still looks like a reasonably good move. Knight f5 could come in, but I don't think I'm worried about that. Would hit my bishop. Well, the other option is just I mean, I can just let them take it and jump in like this. Although jumping in like that allows knight takes. I have queen on g5, and it would be queen. It would be a knight on e6 versus this bishop on e2 in that scenario. I'm thinking if I played knight e5, knight takes, or this knight to e4, knight e4 takes, bishop takes, this bishop. But they could play this, I suppose. Yeah. So that doesn't look like that's any good. The other option was I was thinking of playing queen. Oh, that was mostly because their bishop would be on this on this diagonal, but I can't draw arrows. But this diagonal. But yeah, it's not on that diagonal right now, so I could think about playing bishop d7, of course. Not a bad option. So the problem with bishop f7 is right now I'm seeing knight f5, and if I tried it, I can no longer jump in because they would have two attackers on this bishop here. Of course, knight f5, I could also think about playing h6 or g6. But they'd be willing to trade their knight for this bishop, probably. Okay. Now the question is, yeah. I'm thinking about just letting them do that, just letting them take it. Because I can use this opportunity to move my queen. And after takes, I'll be on their bishop. Get another tempo, or maybe I'll get some activity that way. I was originally considering queen b6, but that really kind of hinders my pawn advances on that side of the board. I don't really want to keep it on the d file, since I want a rook there to protect this pawn. So that leaves probably c7 or maybe e8. We can also consider a5. I mean, I could consider maybe d6, but I'm not sure if that gives any gives any advantages over, for example, c7. There's this move if I play queen c7 or queen d6. So, okay, let's say queen a5 or queen e8. E8 seems pretty reasonable. It's on a half open file. It's, you know, if I'm gonna give up my light square bishop, I wouldn't want my queen on a. But it would hang the d pawn. That's true. So queen a5, knight takes, knight takes. They could play bishop takes, maybe. Can they play bishop takes? They play bishop takes, bishop takes. They want to take here in theory. I could take here. There's a check on there. They move the rook, let's say. Move the rook to like b1. And after rook b1, this pawn would be hanging, but this pawn will also be hanging, so I could take there. Yeah, that looks okay. Although there would be some, yeah, there would be a problem after like queen c2 maybe. Yeah. So the line I was thinking of went queen a5, knight takes e6, knight takes e6, bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, knight takes d5, bishop takes b2, rook b1, queen takes rook, queen takes a2, queen c2. But I do have c3 in that position actually, and all the minor pieces would be off except for this bishop on b2 and this bishop on e2 in that scenario. Now of course that is a very complicated line, and there are a lot of side lines as well. Queen a5. I mean, if they don't take here, then I'll be jumping. Oh, I guess I can't do that. Well, queen a5, and then if they don't take here, next move, then I'll just move my bishop probably. Move my bishop and then jump in. Probably. Question is if I'm happy with this position after queen a5, knight takes bishop h5. g4 maybe? g4, bishop g3. And then what do we have? We don't have the option of playing h4, unfortunately. Yeah, no, that's not an option. So let's maybe, what about h6 though? h6, that way they're kind of compelled to do something. They could take here and then move the bishop, or they could, yeah, but yeah, I don't really want to weaken my king side that much. I might have to though. I mean, the bishop is definitely going to h5. No way for me to hit it. Could play this knight into. I could play this knight into e5, right? If knight takes. Oh, that does not work actually. I'd have to play that, and that would lose to knight takes. Okay. Could play pawn takes maybe. No, that's not gonna work. Yeah, I think I'll go for queen a5. since, well, there's something to be said for queen 8, queen c, oh, maybe queen b8. Queen b8. Why queen b8? Because then there's possibilities of like that stuff coming in, but there's a bishop guarding it. Yeah, it's very what about queen e8? Oh, we said this thing, but is that really a threat? I could play rook d8 at the end of those. So like queen here, takes, say takes, then I just play rook here. They have this move maybe. They don't have that move. They play takes, and then have that move. And I could take here. Take there and retreat back to this square maybe. Having some dynamic compensation. After all, my team name is with compensation. So the line I was thinking was queen e8. Knight takes e6, knight takes e6. Bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, knight takes d5, d8. Well, actually with the knight on d5 it's kind of annoying because they can just take knight on f6 and then move their queen. Yeah. Let's go for queen a5. I did spend a lot of time calculating that, and it seems like it's okay. And its activity, after all, is very important. Is going to be very important for me. Although I'm not really sure what it does on a5. There's some ideas maybe of like maybe I should go to b6. Or I could go to d7. Like I said that, you know, the d file is out, but it's not really out in terms of I don't actually have to let them keep my queen off the d file. Or queen c8 maybe. Queen c8 wouldn't allow this rook to go to d1, but ideally I want this rook to go to d1, right? So let's go queen d7 maybe. Queen d7. Because I'm not really sure what that queen's doing on a5. Queen d7 at least is supporting b5. Defends the bishop. Keeps defense of the d5 pawn, I guess. Yeah. Okay, let's go with it. Yeah, I really didn't like the other lines, I guess. Okay, now the question is, do I play queen takes or knight takes? I'm assuming they want to win this pawn with this move, so knight takes, knight takes, or queen takes, and then I go here. Their rook is under attack. I don't have this queen takes a2 resource anymore, but I still have this c3 resource. Now the question is, do I want to maybe it transposes. Having a knight there. So takes, queen takes here instead. If knight takes, play knight takes. Bishop takes, bishop takes. If knight takes, I could pin the bishop or pin the knight. And I would be stopping e4. Yeah, there's some merit to that. The question is if my queen can be hit from there. The answer is there could be bishop g4 if bishop takes. Yeah, but if I do this, there's bishop takes and then bishop g4 after that. So that's kind of annoying to deal with. Let's go with this. And I want to move a bit faster since I spent quite a while on my previous moves. This seems like it's reasonable. My original plan was to actually take with the knight, but yeah, looking at it after the fact, seemed like queen takes is actually not bad. There's probably something sharper if I go back. I'm thinking there was something. Maybe this, like. Maybe I should have played bishop c4. I don't know. Maybe I should have jumped this knight in. Bishop takes. Yeah, actually, I'll take a look at that after the game. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't consider that line, actually. It seemed like it might have led to something, because the knight being dislodged there could lead to a lot of initiative on the king side, actually. But yeah, we'll take a look at that after the game. The theme of me sitting in a squeaky chair continues, despite the fact I'm not even sitting in the same chair that I was sitting in last season. But yeah, okay. Anyways. Okay, they're considering what to do right now, I guess. I might consider rook fd1 actually. Now that I'm looking at it, not sure how much this rook on f8 is actually doing, and I might want rooks on d8 and c8 actually. Okay, bishop takes. What's their plan? I guess their plan is to try to take on the pawn on d4. I guess. Yeah. So takes, knight takes here. I take there. What's going on? Maybe they're thinking bishop takes there. Yeah, that would be pretty nasty. Bishop takes there. I think I would have to play king h8. So let's see. Take there. Take there. Knight takes. Take there. Knight takes. I could play b5. what's going on here. I could also consider something along the lines of maybe rook takes, and then maybe playing an exchange sacrifice with rook f8. Yeah, no, there's no way that's worth considering. Well, I mean, it's maybe worth considering, but I mean... Huh. If I go bishop there, bishop takes... let's say knight takes d5, and I play bishop takes b2. Bishop takes c4. King f8. Oh, king h8. The knight's pinned. Knight could go to a square where it attacks. So I'm thinking bishop takes f6, knight takes d5. Let's say rook a d8, bishop takes c4, king h8. King h8. And the question is, how are they going to protect their knight? I mean, it's kind of tough, isn't it? Although it's hard for me to attack it. I would have to play rook f5 to attack it from there. Yeah. I think this is my best try. I mean, the other option is get my queen off the diagonal, and after knight takes, play queen takes, bishop takes. Ah, but there's this knight check problem. Okay, let's do bishop takes. Queen takes. No, I was not expecting. I could play queen takes. I could also think about... I should play queen takes, I think. So queen takes, knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes, knight takes, bishop takes, king h8. So queen takes, knight takes, bishop takes here. I don't think they can do that. They'd have to play rook here. Okay, so what's the idea here? Oh, they could be considering bishop takes, knight here. What about b5? No, that doesn't work. So knight there. Say I move my king. And then they're considering knight takes. Is that what they're going for? But what if I play like bishop here? Trying to win this knight. I don't think they can save that knight, actually, in that scenario. Yeah, as far as I know. No way to save that knight. Oh man. Almost out of water too. That's not good. Oh man. Maybe I should schedule these for like the morning. Might be more awake then. I don't know. Not that good of a. I'm not that much of a morning person though. Is my problem with that. Okay. I wonder what they're gonna play here. Maybe they're considering b1. I don't know. Bishop takes c4. Bishop takes c4. Bishop takes a1. If rook takes a1, that would be up in exchange for a pawn. That would be a bit awkward. Would then have to play king h8 probably. Or move my rook to avoid getting. Well, I don't think I actually can move my a rook to avoid getting hit by that knight, so I think I would have to play king h8 there. Yeah, looks like it. I think the big question if that happens is whether or not this knight can get to a stable square. I think ideally I'd want something like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I would need to, the key there in that endgame I think would be to try to get my pawns up the board quickly and try to use my king and knight to defend, I think, on the king side. I might go to the bathroom right now. In fact, I think I will since they're taking a bit of a deep think. I'll be right back. Okay, back. It doesn't look like a move has been made quite yet. I've yet to have that happen actually, for me to leave a 45-45 game and to come back with it being my move. Yeah. This is gonna be a long game by the looks of it. It's gonna be an end game. Well, it already is an end game, but yeah, we're kind of in the middle of the simplification here. I'm surprised he's thinking so long. I thought bishop takes b2 would be the obvious move here. I don't know. I mean, bishop takes c4. I really don't have a choice, I don't think. Yeah, position is just like I either have to hit the bishop or somehow get this rook out of dodge. Can't get the rook out of dodge, and the only way to hit the bishop would be b5, which would just lose a pawn. So bishop takes a1, grab material, and then see what happens. Yeah, so the boulder has started rolling down the hill. And we can only wait and see what happens. Okay. Well, if this keeps going, then we'll at least be a bit more even on time. I think they had like double my time. So that was kind of good that we're evening back on time, because in the end games, time matters quite a lot, I think. I mean, it depends on how complicated an end game it is, but I mean, there's still pieces on the board, right? And we'd have to consider a lot of lines, I think. At least it's a good time for me to practice endgame calculation. After all, I did blow my last endgame of last season. Yeah, I was literally up like 2 pawns, I think, and I blundered into a position where it was I wasn't even aware that I was like so I thought there was actually no way for me to draw the game, so I was just like playing whatever. But yeah, I blundered into a drawing position. But I mean, I still performed well. I think I was +1 at the end of that season. So yeah, hopefully I can improve on that. I might have even been +2. I don't know. Maybe I should take a look. After all, I'm not really doing any calculation right now. Yeah, okay, I'll look it up. Let's see. Last season. Yeah, I was +1 last season. Although I did forfeit 1 game, so I'm not sure how much you count that. I mean, of course you count it against me, but yeah. There's a bit of a caveat there. You could consider knight e7 check. Then I could play king f7 though. I don't think he wants that. Knight f7, king f7. I would have to move. Doesn't really want to go back, does it? If it goes back, then I just play c3 probably, or b5. Yeah, b5. I think I would prefer b5 actually there, but yeah. I really wonder what they're considering here. Maybe they were considering knight c7 or something. Okay, a couple options here. There's only one that saves the pawn. So, question is, they spent a long time on this move. c3, what's their reply? Maybe it's bishop c4 still. It's a good square for the bishop after all. Bishop c4, then what do I do? King h8? Looks like it. Yeah, king h8. Knight moves. Yeah, I don't know. They're allowing me to play this. I wonder why. c3, knight takes c3. Bishop takes c3, rook c1. Bishop b4. That leads nowhere. C3. Okay, I'm gonna play C3. After all, I think it might be my only shot. It's my only shot to save the pawn, definitely. And it might be my only shot at staying in the game. My knight would really want to be on D2, but it's probably not gonna happen. Bishop F3 probably was gonna happen. Bishop F3? Would that happen? Bishop F3, I could play knight here. Don't know how good that is. Threaten this pawn by going to C1. Oh, there's also the option of playing this, but then they just take it and take my bishop. Yeah, let's play this. Hope they're not looking to trap my bishop or anything. I mean, at worst I lose a pawn that I was gonna lose anyways, so I don't think it's the end of the world, really. I'll play rook b8. Yeah, I kind of didn't like c3 because it kind of traps my bishop, but tactically it's the thing I needed to do in order to preserve this. Okay, so king h8. No weird knight moves, I don't think. Yeah, as far as I know, there are no weird knight moves. Probably play f3 after that. Then I play rook b1. Can I play rook b1 or rook b8 now? If I play rook b8 now, they just take the c3 pawn. Okay, let's king h8. Is this guy on their team? I don't know. Shatu? Let me look it up. Always looking things up. It doesn't look like they're on their team. They could be one of my guys even, but I just don't recognize, like, their username could just be different from their Slack name. There is a possibility of back rank stuff happening now though, that I need to be aware of. Now that my king's on h8. No, I'm kind of expecting f3 right now. I think I'm gonna play rook b8 when they do that. Rook b8 looking to play b5, of course. Dislodge this bishop. Okay. Yeah. Let's try to predict what they could do. I mean, they could play rook d1 maybe, but rook d1 kind of runs into knight e4, where I'm hitting the f2 pawn. I'm about to jump into d2. I don't think they want to do that. They play f3, I play knight d2, I'm fucking the rook and the bishop. Yeah, not good for them. So probably, I was thinking they would play f3. Maybe they won't play f3. They did play f3, okay. So now the question is, what am I going to do? I could think about playing knight a4 with the idea of playing b2. Oh, c2, sorry. I could play b5. Could I play b5? No, I can't play b5. Question is, I go knight a4. Where do they go? They go bishop. They then go bishop there. I go knight back to c5. They go bishop back. Or maybe they go bishop b2. Or I mean bishop c2. Maybe I play rook c8. I don't think I'm going to play rook c8 actually. Rook c8. I don't know. I want to play rook c8, but there's knight e7. Although knight e7 doesn't really do anything. Now that I look at it, looks like knight e7. I could just play rook c7. I could also try with this idea of playing b5. So the idea of knight a5 with the idea of b2, but I think bishop b3 meets that just fine. I could play rook c8 with the idea of discovering an attack on the bishop by playing something like knight e4. And if takes, rook takes, I think that might be favored there. Although there is some back rank stuff that I need to watch out for in that line. Play h6 just to give my king some left, I guess, if I want to go for something like that. Probably gonna play e4 is what I'm thinking at some point. So it's pretty likely that they'll play e4. I could play rook rook fc8. That would avoid the back rank stuff that I had to worry about, but it would kind of make my rook on a8 not that great. Anything else I would consider? Rook b8. Yeah, that was the other move. Rook b8. Maybe they play something like knight c7 to try to disrupt that. Okay, rook c8 seems the best. Because I'm thinking if I just play like rook b8, or let's say I just play a random move like h6 actually. They're eventually gonna like play rook f2 and then rook c2. Looks like, and then they'll take the pawn. So I either need to defend the pawn somehow, like with knight a4, but then bishop b3. Or I could, play rook c8, and then after knight a4, there's no real need to do. And as we said, knight e7. From e7, I could jump to these squares. These are all covered, so we can only jump back to d5. So looks like rook c8 is the option. Still 2-1 time. Okay. Let's see, what are they gonna do? I'm imagining rook f2 right now. Actually, no, I don't think they can play rook f2 because rook f2, knight e4, I think screws them over. Knight e4, if they take the knight, I take the rook. Once they take back, I take the bishop. The other option would be they move their bishop, and then I get knight d2, which is pretty bad for them. I guess you could say, I don't know. I guess you have to say that black is better here, right? Unless there's a forceful way to win back this pawn. Like, I mean, to win this pawn, the c pawn. Probably black has to be better. Just because it's so far advanced. Which doesn't really feel like I'm that much better. I guess that's kind of what playing the Benoni's like. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't even have played the snake Benoni against this guy even if I had wanted to. Since he just took on e6. I should probably look up what to do there. I think what I did made sense. That was probably good, but there might actually be a better way to capitalize on that move. Well, again, we'll look at it after the game. Two things to look at, I guess. Oh, yeah, I mean, probably more than two things, but there was that moment where I mentioned that maybe I could play something like knight e4. I think I could have played knight fe4 and maybe made it interesting there. And then I guess look at the opening a bit. And of course, we'll probably look at the endgame or something in the endgame, depending on what happens. Maybe it'll just be completely boring, but I'm thinking it's going to be kind of exciting because there's a pawn that's on the 6th rank already. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I positioned the mic so that I would be best positioned while I'm sitting upright, but most of the time when I'm playing these games I'm sitting back in my chair. So yeah, okay. Bishop there, eh? I was not expecting that. I must admit. I did not see that move as a possibility. Okay, so what happens if we play say rook d8? They can't play rook d2, can they? Play rook, I mean, they can't play rook d1. They can play e4. My other option again was to play knight a4. Although now, since the pawn can be guarded by the rook on c8, I'm free to move the knight wherever I want, and still have the threat of c2. Although there's no good place for me to move the knight at the moment. Of course, if I play rook ft8, let's say, where do they move the knight though? I mean, it can move to f4, or it can move to or b4, I guess. Knight b4 would be pretty annoying, I guess, since it would kind of stop the ideas of it wouldn't necessarily stop it, but I think it kind of makes the ideas of b2 a bit worse. So right now, if I play rook d8, they're going to play e4. Is there any way I can stop that from happening? Because ideally, if I could get a rook to the 7th, that would be amazing. But it's not going to happen by the looks of it. Okay, then. I could hit the knight, maybe. But the only way really to hit the knight would be rook d8. I was thinking for a moment that rook f5 might be interesting, but looks like knight e7 would be kind of unfortunate for me. knight a5 is, or do I play like b5 or something like that? Maybe I should move my knight to a square where I can like better guard c2. Knight a6 so that I can go to b5 at some point. No, bishop takes. But bishop takes, I play c2. And how are they stopping me from taking their rook? I guess they can take on b7. Yeah, okay. Well, then we take back. Then how are they stopping me from playing b2? They're playing knight b4. Yeah, what about knight a5, knight b4, c2? How are they stopping c2? What the heck? Maybe they're just conceding that they're gonna play rook takes and then I get a queen. Knight a4. Well, how do they stop c2? They take, that's no good. Bishop b5. Bishop b5, I play c2. I don't think I play c2 there. I think bishop b5, I just move my knight again. I kind of want to provoke e4 first. So maybe I play rook d8 here, e4, and then play knight e6. That way I'm gonna go knight. I can have threats of knight f4 and knight there. Kind of like that. And the question is which rook, because if I have a knight on, let's say at the end of that I have a knight on e6, if I have a rook on f8, I'll prevent f4. Whereas if I don't have a rook on f8, I have a rook on d8 and c8, for example, they could play f4 still and get their own pawns rolling. Of course, we'd still have that and that, but that's not that amazing. Okay, let's do that. I also need to think about playing g4. G4 would be nice to stop f4. It gives my king a flight square. Maybe I should have played last move. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Because it would also take away f4. But it gives them f6. Yeah, I don't know. But if I did play last move, they wouldn't have f6 anyways because the rook would cover it. Interesting. Okay, so knight here. Make sure about everything. Rook c1 maybe. No, they can't play rook c1. What the heck? So knight here. Let's make sure I'm not hanging anything. Knight e7, I'm playing rook there. So knight could be hit from, the pawn could be hit from there, there. 3-1 time advantage. Yeah. Thinking about playing g4. You really shouldn't think about time advantage and ratios though. Because at some point it was like I think it was like 20 minutes, like it was like, I think it might have been 18 to like 36 at some point. And you know, the difference has gone down, but the ratio has gone up. Oh, this whole disconnecting and reconnecting thing has me a bit worried. I should probably maintain at least some time on my clock in case something like this happens and and I'm about to flag. We wouldn't want that to be how it ends. Well, at least I wouldn't want it to be how it ends, obviously, but okay. Gonna have to give up a piece for the pawn, probably. Or a rook for the bishop. Is the way I'm seeing it. And the question will be whether or not I can stop their pawns. I think g4 would be an important first step to doing so. Or g5. Wouldn't be able to be hit by the knight, which is good. Unless, of course, the knight were to go like f6, and then they play e5, and the knight goes to e4 or something. Yeah, but you know, that's yeah. There's time for me to react to that, fortunately. Man, maybe I should get another bottle of water. Yeah, I'm gonna go refill my water while we wait, I guess. Alrighty, I'm back. And with more water, although apparently some of it got caught in my windpipe. It's times like this that I'm kind of like, you know, is it really worth recording these? Because there's so much downtime where there's no analysis being done. Like earlier in the game, there was tons of analysis being done. I mean, of course, there's still analysis to be done in this position, but a lot less of it. But yeah, I don't know. What's their next move gonna be though? What is their next move gonna be? Maybe it's bishop d3. Bishop d3. What would I play? Bishop d3. I play c2. They take. I take. Well, I'm assuming they take on. I'm assuming they take on c2, although they could take on b2. So let's look at bishop d3 takes bishop b3. Oh, bishop d3. Bishop d3. There might be some weird like rook sack. Rook takes d5. Pawn takes d5. Knight. Knight f5. Nah, there's no way that works, right? Yeah, there's no way that works actually. Okay, nah, let's not get too fantastic here. I don't know if that's the right word. Okay, so let's see. C2. So bishop d3, c2. Bishop takes c2. We play rook takes c2. And what can they respond with? They can do knight. They can make a knight move to attack the rook. So, for example, knight. They could play knight b4. Knight b4. I move my rook. Let's say to d2, I guess. Yeah, and that would be fine. Very active rook and everything. I mean, I don't even need to do that, actually. I could play bishop. I can move the bishop, right? I could play bishop d4. Since there's bishop d4 check. If knight is if that line happens, and then knight b4, then I play bishop d4 check. And then I take on a2, I'm guessing. No, wait. I can't take on a2 because there's rook guarding it. Huh. Well, I mean, maybe then I just play like bishop c5 and then. Well, I would need to move my rook, right? So rook, where to though? Yeah. So well, actually, maybe bishop there is not that great in the line where they play knight b4, but I think maybe in the line where they play knight e3. So bishop d3, c2. Knight c2, bishop takes c2, rook takes c2, knight e3, and I play bishop d4. That would be okay, since I'm threatening the a2 pawn there, and also threatening to take the knight. Very active rook and everything, you know. Do have back. Keep looking at these back rank stuff because they could play rook takes b7, rook takes b7, and I wouldn't be able to do any. I wouldn't, for example, be able to move my d8 rook off the back rank there, but I could take on, you know, yeah, I could take on a2, for example. But okay, yeah, c2 actually does come with some pretty nice upside for this bishop, in that it's able to be moved, right? So in fact, I could even play that bishop d4 check. I can, if after c2, bishop takes I could give away the option. I could take away the option of them hitting the bishop, right, by playing bishop. Yeah, that thing. Okay, so I guess their plan must be take the bishop, take the pawn. Their king is going to go to. Their king's going to f2, I guess. This is unfortunate that they managed to get this. I really shouldn't have allowed it. But what about knight c5 here? Bishop f3 is what they're going for. Bishop f3 allows knight d3. Bishop f3, knight d3. We also have to remember that they can't move their e-pawn without undefining their knight, so I don't know how I can use that, but yeah, it doesn't look like I can use that very well. I could play bishop, like what if I play bishop a3 right now? Bishop a3, rook takes b7, c2, rook takes a7. Actually, rook takes a7 blunders the rook, I guess. Bishop a3. How are they stopping c2? They can't stop c2. I mean, they could, but not stopping it with a rook. They would have to put a piece in front of it. So let's play bishop a3. And what if they play f5 there? On f5, can I play knight g5? Knight g5. Knight g5, they need to defend the pawn. So bishop d3 would happen. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that my knight is not on a square where I can hit both f3 and d5. Yeah, so do I play c2 now is the question, or do I move? my knight first. I mean, knight d5 actually kind of... Maybe I play g6 so that there's like a... I get a flight square. Allows this c2 takes queen. So I've lost a pawn and a... Okay, that's no good. Bishop a3, c2. What do I... Bishop a3, f5. Knight g5, I guess, is my line. They could sack their knight for the pawn at that point. If I play bishop a3, can they play knight e3? Knight e3, c2? No, they can't. Okay. Conveniently, bishop a3 also covers e7, so there's no tempo on the... They want to say they want to move their knight so that they can move their e pawn. They can't actually go to e7 with the tempo on the rook. They would have to go like back to e3, for example. So rook takes b7 is met with c2. I think if I really need to, I might consider sacking for this knight, just to make this pawn harder to queen. With this bishop on, like with this bishop here, I think it'll be harder to push that pawn. They'll have to play like a rook there and stuff. They might run into stuff like this. I don't know. Maybe it's not that good, but you know, it will be situational. You know, just keep in mind that this knight is, you know, a little loose. Yeah. I don't know what I'm expecting right now. I think I'm expecting like knight e3 probably. Frees up their e pawn, guards c2, so when I play c2 they can just take the knight. And after that they'll probably play like bishop here. I don't know, gain a tempo maybe. Who knows? Now the question is if I can stop this pawn here. Maybe create another passer before they can create a pawn, a passer on this side. Could be the idea. I mean, with the kings on this side of the board though, I think it's much more favorable for me to be able to stop their majority. Hey, if they play f5 and I play c2, what happens there? If they take, I can just take the rook. That'd be up in exchange. They would have to take, they would be kind of obliged to take. I could then exchange a pair of rooks. My bishop would be here, they would have a pawn here, they could advance it. So maybe I don't want to exchange the rooks. Maybe I could just go here. They would need to defend it. They could do it with a knight there or knight there. Knight there's out of the question, so knight f4. Knight f4. Then I could do this exchange rooks thing, because then my bishop would be on the knight. The knight moves, and I take the pawn, I guess. Could move, although the knight could move to d3, hitting my bishop. In which case I'd probably move it back to a3 to guard the e7. And once it's on e7, I can just keep it on e7, move my rook to c7, and then there's no way for them to make progress with those pieces, really. Oh, I mean, there's like knight there, but I can, like, you know, I just need to shuffle back and forth and stuff. Maybe king f on f8 actually would be better, and then my rook can be active or something. So that's not an option. Though, I mean, they can't take the knight if I play c2. Then that means they have to move the rook. If they move the rook, then I take the rook. They take the rook. And maybe I can take. Probably not. Let's say I move. Let's say I move my knight. They move their bishop. Where do I want to move my knight though? Yeah, probably knight there, right? So knight there. They move their bishop. Maybe I can exchange knights. Knight c7. Do I want to exchange knights? Is the question. Oh, it's not good. What if I'm running out of time right now? Oh, maybe I should try going on my phone and seeing if I can make it. Well, I don't know how much more luck I'll have on my phone, since the signal's actually pretty bad where I'm staying. Oh god. Maybe I should restart my... I'm gonna disconnect and reconnect from the Wi-Fi, I guess. See if that does anything. Should have a game in progress. Okay, it looks like it's still their turn based on what my phone says. Provide some commentary for my phone, I guess. I don't know. So, yeah. That's what I'm looking at right now. Okay, so the other option, I guess, would be knight takes c3, rook takes c3, rook takes b7, rook takes b7. Ah, but then I think knight d4 might be strong, since bishop d3 might be able to be met with like knight check. Actually no, because rook takes. I don't know. Does seem kind of complicated, doesn't it? Try to refresh the page, see if that does anything. Oof, that's not what we want. We can play this dinosaur game though. Is there like FPS lag? Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, let's focus again. Knight takes c3. Okay, that was the option. Yeah, okay, so is there anything we can do to save this pawn? Probably not. Let's take the knight without too much thought. They're probably going to play f5 here. Maybe e5. That might be stronger. But I was thinking, yeah. So what if I go here? How are they dealing with this threat if I go there? Move bishop there. I guess they had to go bishop there maybe. Can I do anything from knight here? Maybe I should be activating my king. Bishop there. I could play a6 because bishop there. I have this. Takes. Yeah. Oh, it's kind of awkward though because if I try for this, then this square is blocked from my bishop being able to deliver this fork on a7. Well, I could play rook here, or I could play rook there. Rook here does look the most promising. After all, how are they going to defend this pawn? What if they play like f5 after that? I think I'm okay with that. I could just take. So their bishop is really short on squares here. Could go here maybe. But then it hangs this pawn. Go here? Yeah, could go there I guess. But then I guess I'm going there or something. Maybe here. No, I don't want to go there really. What about rook here? No, that's not like rook here, let's say. I think that works. Rook takes there. It's kind of annoying. Rook takes there, though I have this, and I can... I don't have that. Oh, I do have that because knight guards it. Wow, okay. Let's go for that then. This looks probably strongest. Hopefully I'm not blundering. I always say hopefully I'm not blundering, and usually I'm not blundering, so we should be good. Yep, maybe we should be going off past evidence for... I mean, okay, whatever. I'm getting delirious or something. Rook takes a7, I'm planning bishop c5. They could hit my knight maybe, but then I have a check, discovered check, and then, you know, there's, yeah, it's just really good. And like I would even be able to take on f5, since once their rook leaves, there would be a vulnerable backrank mate, as long as their bishop isn't on this diagonal. So the question is, if they go f5, I take, they take, I take here, they can't then go to e7, right? Okay, I think I should be good there. I play here and I take, maybe they have some kind of trick. No, nothing on light squares, so they can't really discover. They don't have any good discoveries, really. Bishop there, maybe. Bishop there, I take here. What about bishop there? Bishop there, I can just take the pawn probably. about moving their rook to defend? Well, then I play bishop here, and then... Well, they can move their king, though. Well, they move their rook, and then I can play knight here. Or, even better, knight takes f5. Oh, there's a neat little trick where if they go rook f2, I think I can play rook d1. Oh, but there's rook back. There's a rook block there, I guess. Okay, so there's this. So my thought was bishop here. Bishop here if king moves. Okay, so bishop here if king moves, I can take the. I can just take the bishop. And I'll just be too far up. If they take this rook, then I take the rook with check. They go here, and can I play knight takes? I can play knight takes because my bishop and my knight are both on it. And anything else I need to be careful of? What if they attack my bishop? Like, let's say they go there. Can I have a discovered? Should I just pick up this maybe? Well, they can't. Oh, my bishop's actually guarded, so it's okay. I should pre-move this, so that I wonder if pre-moves are server side or client. They're probably client side, right? No, they might be server side. I think they're server side because when you pre-move on Lichess, I think no time comes off your clock, right? That must mean it's server side pre-moves, right? Okay, let's say it's server side pre-moves then. But that's kind of awkward though, because then if you cancel your pre-move and there's latency there's some like network latency, then you, like, let's say you pre-move something, you cancel your pre-move, and in between the time that your message to cancel the pre-move, then the server receives a message that the opponent moved, then your pre-move would be played on the server, and then either they would have to revert it or they would just have to go through with your pre-move, which is kind of weird, isn't it? Okay, so can I take this? Do I take with the knight or the bishop? Well, taking with the knight hits the bishop, right? So it's like kind of dual purpose. Yeah, but I take the bishop. Take with the bishop. Yeah, let's take with the knight. Oh, I hope I didn't miss that. I hope I didn't miss something. Yeah, I should be good. But like, there are ideas, right, with like rook there. I do have to be careful of back rank stuff. Maybe I should play h6 now, or better yet, h4 or h5. Maybe g5 since it's a dark square. Yeah, maybe g5. It guards my knight and everything. I don't know. Although it's easily kicked, right? Yeah, okay. I want to stable square for my knight. G6 will be a good square. After bishop moves, I play g5. They play g3. I play this. Stop this pawn advance. They might just have to advance the pawn now? No, there's no way they can do that, right? Okay, so it looks like we're in the clear, unless I blunder into a drawn position again. TC Griff. I wonder if this is one of our guys. Let me... TC Griff? What's this guy's classical rating? It's... 1747. Do I have a 1747 guy? I don't have a 1747 guy, so it doesn't look like it's a member of either of our teams. It might just be a random spectator. It could be a random 45-45 spectator, right? They actually broadcast these games. Well, not broadcast. But they feature all 45-45 games that are being played on the web page actually, which is kind of cool. But yeah. Whew. Glad to take this one home. A couple. I mean, I really shouldn't speak too soon or anything, but yeah, it's So my plan here was G4. G4. Okay, wait. And after knight G6. Yeah, that should be okay. Yeah, don't speak too soon. But also, unless I lose on time, I'm not gonna lose this game. And there's like a 0.5% chance that I lose this game and a 0.5% chance that I draw this game, maybe. I think. But who knows, maybe we get into some weird opposite colored bishop thing where I have like my only pawn left is like this H pawn. And I do have to be careful of that, I guess. And I will be careful of that now that I've because that's basically how I blundered my last game. I had like the wrong colored rook pawn. I had like this H pawn with like this bishop at the end. So it was yeah, it's kind of ugly. Okay, so what is going to happen here? They can play a rook move maybe. Rook here maybe? Maybe. This bishop is just holding everything together really nicely though. They might have to kick the bishop with like rook here. No, that's not good. That's no good since there's knight here. In fact, there's almost something cool where I could like give a check and then play knight here. I wonder if I were able to sack on bishop here. Yeah, I could play bishop there, yeah, right? Rook f3, bishop f4. It takes. Oh no, they have the block. So good thing I didn't go down that line. Okay, so I mean, rook here I can even just probably play this, right? So king there. And what if I play rook here? Rook here, king here, you're saying? Rook there, king there, you're saying. And then if knight here takes king here, I take here. So let me calculate this real quick. So if I play this check, they can block, but neither of the blocks work or do anything. They can move here or they can move here. Let's try f3 first since that's the most active. On f3 I can go knight e5. They're probably going to take my bishop, right? Since it's a free bishop. I take their knight. It's guarding this rook. It's hitting the king. So it's f3 is the only square. I could deliver another check. In fact, I probably should deliver another check. Force the king back here. Before taking one of these pawns, maybe. I don't have to deliver the check though. I could just leave the king. Maybe the rook gets active though. Like knight there would kind of discourage that. Let's go for this. I want to eliminate their bishop, I think. Maybe I should have played h. I can still play knight here afterwards because of the threat of h of g5. That is. Right, there might be mating net if they try to like leave with the rook. So yeah, looks like we finally evened up on time, and this is, I mean, like, just win this position with like 30 seconds of my clock probably. Oh, okay, well, that's not true. Brian would probably say, you need at least a minute, which is the truth. I'm so slow, and I'm actually really slow. I think my bullet rating is like below 1500. It's not below 1500. Actually, it's almost 1600. It's nice. It's better than I remembered. Wait, no, that's not bullet, is it? Oh, it is bullet. Okay. That's my bullet rating, and my blitz rating would be only slightly above my bullet rating. Okay, so they're going for that. I can do this thing though and win their bishop, right? And thankfully, as Brian says, you can never run out of. You always run out of rook checks, right? Unless it's like a very special scenario. So there's no way they can perpetual me with like rook here. I don't know why I always attribute that to him. I mean, it's like super common sense, but it's like, yeah. I just, for some reason, I remember him saying that in his rook endgames lecture, so I always say that. Yeah, he gave Brian, or our board one, was giving. Well, he was supposed to give a series of rook endgame lectures at the UCSD chess club, where, I mean, I go to school at UCSD. Oh, we both go to school at UCSD, so, or we, I mean, I guess, yeah, we both go to school at UCSD, and we were both part of the chess club, so that's why we know each other. And then, yeah, he was giving some rook endgame lectures, but that was, yeah. Wow, I didn't even calculate h3, but I like right when they played king h3, I kind of knew this was a possibility somehow. But yeah, it's attraction, right? I mean, the next move is forced, right? There's literally nothing they can do, so I could probably pre-move this, and then what's the king gonna do? I mean, like, I shouldn't be missing mate if I have it, but yeah, there's no mate. Or is there? No, there's always king f5, right? So I gotta just pre-move 95, I guess. What if there's like this really... Okay. Good game. Oh, nice. I'm happy I won that one. Oh. You playing this opening? Do you usually play this way? I don't want to ask him against the Benoni. Yeah. Oh, he left. Or did he leave? He might be at the analysis board. I'll open in a new tab, see if he's... Oh, he was typing the spectators, yeah. I was so sure I was winning upon going into that endgame. Yeah, I mean, there was... So move 10, he liked black. Let's take a look at that. So bishop d3, yeah, I like black. Yeah, I agree with that. This calculator shows winning a pawn, but the knight gets trapped. Oh, he's talking about this. He's talking about this tactic where... so there was this line here where they could play bishop takes c4, and if rook takes here, there's this check, king here, and then rook, and then takes this. He was banking on the fact that if I take here, then he can take there, but I actually can just play bishop here. Both these squares are covered, and the knight has nowhere to go. So I will win it on my next turn. f4 and rook d1. So f4. Ah, wow, interesting. Move 18, knight c7. Ah. Knight c7. He's saying just play knight c7 right away. Maybe, but I can I play rook c? Can I play rook c8 here? I was thinking bx c4 first. Because I could play rook c8. Rook c8. So move 18. What does the computer recommend? Knight c7, rook c8, bishop takes. And is there no knight discovery? Yeah, I guess I might transpose. So looking at a completely different line. Yeah, I don't like how I handled this after the opening. So yeah, so interesting. He likes d4. I played bishop e6. So yeah, okay, bishop. Yeah. So I guess now we know d4 is probably better. Bishop d5, d4. Okay. Knight e4. And bishop e7 or knight. I don't know why the computer is recommending knight c6. I mean, I guess it's just saying no. I'm happy with taking with the g pawn. Rook b1 somewhere. Not seeing c3 back on bishop. Not seeing the c3 move back on bishop takes f6. So what are we talking about? Oh, so here? I was thinking rook b1, bishop somewhere. Yeah, that definitely doesn't work. I mean, I would even have knight a4 there. I think. Would I? Maybe not. I mean, I would at least have knight t3. Well, I was thinking I would have. Yeah. So let's look at a bit here. So obviously d4, not playing d4 was a mistake. Next knight c6. Don't blame it. I thought I would, yeah, I was trying to surprise him. Knight takes c3. Bishop takes c3. Rook c1. Knight e4. Oh, okay, so let's see. Knight takes. What are we saying? c3. So 19. Knight takes c3. Bishop takes c3. Rook here. Bishop d3. Knight d2. And the idea being that I can just back off this bishop at some point. But I mean, is this knight getting trapped? Yeah, so yeah, he was the pawn up here. Wow, gives him 1.5 advantage. Taking with the f-pawn? Oh, he doesn't like taking with the pawn. Interesting. That's an interesting... That's an interesting... look. I mean, maybe it's weak. Yeah, maybe it's... yeah, I think it's okay. Yeah. Although, I mean, at this point in the opening, I think it's still okay. I think maybe the mistake here was knight there. Underestimated knight d4. So yeah, the computer recommends this. What if now knight d4? Just rook e8. Interesting that the computer doesn't want to keep the rook on the f file. Very interesting. Well, probably it wants to prevent e4, I'm guessing. Knight takes d6, starting to take. Just the 2-move tactic with just knight takes d6, starting to take this. Or fork on c7. Ah, there's a fork on c7. This. Ah, and I can't take the. Well, I mean, like, okay, move my queen. Same with my queen here or something. Oh, there's a. Wow. Okay, so I guess I have to cover the square. Do I want to move there? What about here? It's still a check. There's a pawn. So it's a pawn. Okay. Nice. So we managed to win that one. Okay, that's good. I actually like G4. Okay, so what was I thinking? I mean, I probably cut off this end of the part of the video since I was mostly just like I guess the last like 2 minutes I was just like typing in the team Slack channel. But yeah, I think that might be it since it looks like there's nothing. There was okay. Looks like probably best is just play D4, and you know, because like once they've played E3, there's no way for me to play D4, right? So play D4, and I guess it's just okay with this happening. Computer likes Bishop Knight C6, but actually the other game that's been played in this line the only game that's been played in this line has played Bishop E7. So yeah, and yeah, what black is just, I mean, it looks like black is, the colors are reversed kind of in this opening. I mean, I don't even know what opening this would be that that like even if the colors are reversed, I don't know, this is just too good for black. I don't know. So yeah, really should just have played the sensible move, but I was just trying to be, you know, trying to be principled. I don't know which principle I should follow really in that scenario, but yeah, I did consider d5 at least. I did not evaluate it properly, I guess. Not that I think bishop e6 is a bad move, especially after e3. It's okay, probably. Yeah, this is just a normal opening scoreline, I think. Yeah, it goes back to 0. Although maybe we'll go back up at some point. Yeah, I was expecting bishop c2 as well. Huh. Okay, but yeah, that was a mistake. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for now, though. I'm gonna end the recording. So yeah, I guess next time I'll see you would be, or next time you'll see me, I guess, would be next round, which should be in about a week.